So excited for y'all to be here and getting to share another one of my lovely clients from the Done in a Day program. And we get to show off their expertise, but also their VIP day, the structure, who they help and serve, how they decided on the VIP day that they decided on, all the juicy details, because y'all know I'm nosy, I'm a creep. But if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, say hello. We're so glad that you're here. And again, we're here every week, every Tuesday, same time, same channel. And we're dishing in all of the different varieties that VIP days can offer, whether that is different industries, different target markets, different structures, different pricing, you name it. That's why it's called the VIP Variety Showcase, right? So with that being said, I'm going to bring up our guest for today, Miss Devin Lee. Here she is.
Hi, Jordan.
Hello. So excited to have you on. And we'll go ahead and just have you tell the good people a little bit about you and your business.
Sure. So my name is Devin Lee. I'm a certified online business manager. I'm also a certified Dubsado specialist, and I work with service providers to perfect their client journey. Then I use Dubsado to put it on autopilot so that they can reclaim their time and energy.
Amen to all of that. Reclaiming your time and energy, like that is everything I'm about all the time. And so I would love to take you back to pre-VIP days and what your business looked like, how long you'd been in business, the different services you had, the clients that you had. Kind of give us a lay of the land of like pre-VIP days.
Sure. Things were going really well before VIP days. I was an OBM on retainer. I was working with all kinds of different cool clients. I work with realtors and graphic designers and coaches and photographers. And things were going well. I had been officially an OBM for about 2 years. There's a lot of OBMs like myself who were OBMing and not realizing it for much longer. And things were going great. What I did notice, though, there came a point where I kind of hit a wall where I was like, okay, my business is going well. I'm happy with the work, but I'm seeing two problems. And the two problems are I don't know how to scale because I can only raise my rates so much as an OBM before I need to go to an agency model, which didn't really appeal to me. And I also, even though I had control and autonomy in my schedule, I wanted more flexibility. Like every day I was tied to these retainer clients, I had to do meetings, and I really want to travel the world and take time off when I want to. And I was finding it hard to figure out, how do I do that as an OBM? Like, how do I take client calls if I'm in Barcelona? And, I'm not going to take a call at 9 at night. So even though things were going well, I was not 100% satisfied.
Yeah, totally. Which, yeah, is similar to my entrepreneurial journey too, of like my pre-entrepreneur phase. Like I enjoyed the job that I had. Like there wasn't necessarily anything that was like fully glaring. I wasn't in stress mode, but at the same time, like you said, there is, a lack of that flexibility. And when you're in Barcelona, you don't want to talk to anybody. You just want to be on the siestas, drinking sangria, salmon, just living your life. Barcelona is my favorite city. So I could go on and on.
It's a wonderful one. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So with that being said, then, if all was well, just the flexibility was the issue, did you start to search out different business models? Did you start to ask around? How did you then kind of figure out that there was another way of doing business that could allow for that flexibility?
Yeah, so I had heard of VIP days. It's part of the OBM training that I took. And to be honest, it seemed too good to be true. So I was like, okay, that sounds cool, but there's just how?
Right.
But because it got to this point where I was like, I really want my life to be different. So I tried doing my own VIP day, but because even though I had good structure, because I didn't have any of the education around the VIP day, like how to market it, for example, It was complete crickets. No one bought it. It was also way underpriced. It was like $800 or something, which I now know better. You're like shaking your head. No, no, no. And so I was like, okay, I give up. But I kept coming back to this idea of VIP days. So I started asking around in my OBM Facebook groups, like, who here knows about VIP days? And multiple OBMs said, yes, like I have VIP days. Some only did VIP days. And one thing that I heard over and over and over and over and over and over and over again was, you got to check out Jordan Gill. Everyone funneled back to you. So I was following you for a while before I made the jump. And then, I absorbed all of your free resources and lower priced resources. And then I went to the virtual summit. And the virtual summit blew my mind. And then it was kind of over for me from there. I was like, I have to try. I have to take this leap and just see what happens, And I'm so glad I did.
Yes, I know, right? Yeah, it's the virtual conference vortex is it's a mighty one for many. It's usually where people who've been hanging out a little bit all of a sudden get swept in, and now you're part of the community forever. So can't get rid of us. So I love that. And what was there a certain session or anything that really helped to solidify and like let you know, like, oh, actually, like I do want to dive deeper and take this more seriously? Or was it just the whole thing?
It was the whole thing. It was structured so well. The energy around it was incredible. Every speaker was so valuable. Just the whole thing. And also that was my first taste of the community you bring together. And I feel like the community is half of the value of anything that you do, Jordan. It totally blew me away.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. And that's why we'll keep doing the virtual conferences. They're fun. They're fun for the team. They're fun for the community. Again, I get to show off a lot of the people who are in the program, which is so much joy for me as, the leader, I guess, of this whole revolution. But, it's such especially in the online space, everything is so widespread. And so when you actually are in like a 2-day container of like all things VIP day, then it really just shows you like, oh, dang, like this is possible. This is real. Like, I want to take this seriously, sort of thing. So love that you got to come and experience that. But so then with that, okay, you're like, cool, here I am. I want to do this. Did you know what your VIP day was going to be? Or did you have to kind of shuffle through a few things that were exciting to you, but you didn't know which one to start with?
Yeah. So I thought I knew what I wanted my VIP day to be. So my first VIP day was actually around quarterly planning, which is something I love to do with clients. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorites. And a few things happened. So the quarterly planning VIP day has now transformed into a group program that I do. And so even though I didn't end up sticking with that as a VIP day, I'm still glad that I did it because I learned this really amazing structure. And now I can offer it at a lower cost to more people. And so it kind of transformed into something different that is still super valuable for me. And also what happened every time I did a quarterly planning VIP day is one of the things that would come out of the 90-day plan from the VIP day was the person I worked with needed Dubsado set up. So I would set it up. They would hire me to set it up for them. And so I thought, okay, I already know the structure of how to create a VIP day. Yeah. I might as well just make this a VIP day too. Because once you know the structure, like you can just repeat it, rinse and repeat it. And it gets quicker every time, I imagine.
Yeah.
And the Dubsado VIP days, I think I sold 2 or 3 before I even made my sales page. And so that's when I was like, okay, this is the one that's in alignment for me. And so that's how that one was born. And now that's my main offering.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I would say probably about 80% of people come into the program thinking that that's going to be one thing and then they change it. And that's been like a theme with pretty much every single interview that I've been on. It's like, I came in with this and now I'm doing this. Because I think too, with the coaching and the like layering of things. We really want you to be in tune with, like you said, alignment. Like, this is what feels the best to me. And that's what's so important, because people can tell when you don't enjoy doing an offering, or it's not quite like what you should be doing in that type of way. And so I love that you tuned in, you listened, you adjusted, you pivoted, and weren't afraid to make that change. And you know, see the fruit from that. So with your Dubsado VIP day and client experience, why are you passionate about client experience? Like, why is that something that gets you excited, gives you joy? What about that is your jam?
Yeah, so I first really honed in the idea of the client journey and client experience when my first business many years ago. I was a professional organizer. And so I had a lot of clients who, well, there were two things. On my end, I was spending a lot of time inside clients' homes, so I couldn't be like on the computer checking my email. So I needed things like scheduling and paying and follow-ups and homework. I needed that to be super streamlined. And then also a lot of my clients had ADHD or executive functioning stuff, or were just really busy. And so it needed to be really easy for them too. So that's when I kind of got into the habit of like, okay, let me use a scheduler like Acuity and kind of making things easy for me, easy for my client, and a little enjoyable. And then as I transitioned to a full-time OBM after the pandemic, I really honed into, okay, I love doing this for my clients. And I have noticed that clients I work with and people that I hire, when the client experience is really professional, it changes my experience. It makes me feel like they've thought of everything ahead of time. They've got my back. I feel supported. They know what they're doing. And I feel like, oh my gosh, this business is a little special, just like I am. And so I realized that kind of what separated what I call premium providers from like everyone else was they had a really streamlined customer experience. And so I loved creating client journeys for my clients. And then also, once it's all mapped out and automated and streamlined, it's easier for the business too. So you're not spending all your time like, did I send that contract? Where in the project are we? Who does what? I don't know. Like it's just better for everyone in all ways.
Yeah, I so agree. It's the important stuff. You want to make sure you're paid. You want to make sure the contract is signed, and at the same time, it shouldn't be something that you're having to keep up with. Like, it's 2022. Like, guys, like guys and gals and everyone. Like, it's really it's time for us to stop doing the manual minutia. It's time for you to spend more time in your genius and in your joy. So I love that you, again, notice the uniqueness in every business, because I think a lot of people just assume, oh, like everyone does it the same, so why am I special? What like makes my experience better than someone else's? And that's your spin, that's your juice, that's your flavor, and how you do things. I've hired enough people at this point to know that not everyone is the same. And so, definitely take those unique gems about you and like insert them into your process at all the different points. So talking about your framework, your process of how your VIP day is structured and how it flows. Talk us through kind of what that looks like. If you're on the call, off the call, if you kind of what your pre-work looks like. Give us all this behind the scenes sneak peeks.
Yeah, I think my pre-work section is slightly different than other Dubsado specialists I've talked to. So what I do, as soon as someone is ready to work with me, they've signed the contract, they pay the invoice, we're good to go. I then send them their pre-work questionnaires. They get a total of, it's broken down into 3 different ones. So I can learn all about their business. I can ask them questions to kind of pull out their current client journey. And then I get things like contracts and proposals, and I just get everything I need. Once that's done, then they are automatically sent an email asking them to schedule their VIP day. That's why I think it's a little different. Some folks like to do it the opposite, where you schedule and then you get the pre-work. Everyone's different. This is just how I like to do it, because I don't want to be chasing people down 72 hours before their VIP day. Like, I need all this stuff. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, I love it.
So once they schedule, what I tell them is you're picking a Friday. That's the VIP day, but you don't have to be there. I ask that you're available by text or Voxer or email or whatever you prefer in case I have questions, which is pretty rare because I have pretty good pre-work in place. But I say otherwise, you can take the whole day off. Now, before that, we have a pre-VIP day call, and then after we have an offboarding. So before the pre-VIP day call, I take the answers from their pre-work and I map out their client journey. I take their existing one and then I make recommendations of how to make it better based on my experience as an OBM. And then I also add in things that Dubsado can do because most people don't know all the amazing things Dubsado can do, but I do. So I rearrange it, I do my magic, and then on the pre-VIP day call, which is usually about an hour, that's when I go through the new with them and we tweak things. I ask a few questions and we make sure it's really, really perfect. The things that I focus on is how can we make this a good experience for their clients, my clients' clients, and then how can we make it super easy for my client? And then is there any way where we can, make it delightful? I try and write emails that match my client's tone, all that good stuff. And then the day of, I do my thing all behind the scenes. They don't have to be there. Offboarding call is a few days later, the next week. I take them through everything. I give them a tour. It's a recorded call. And then they get what I call like an offboarding vault, where it's like a checklist of here's your homework. Here are the things you need to do to learn what you need to learn in Dubsado. Here is how you test all your workflows. Here's how you connect your payment processor. And they get 30 days of email support. So I have my Dubsado set up to automatically check in with them once a week. Like, hi, it's the second week. Here's a reminder of your homework. Here's what you need to accomplish. Remember, you have this month to ask me questions before I am no longer offering the email support. And that's how it's done.
Oh, that's super awesome. How did you decide to work with people who already have Dubsado or already have stuff kind of in Dubsado versus somebody who's brand new to Dubsado? Or do you work with both? And, what does that look like?
I work with both because sometimes usually when I work with someone who's already using Dubsado, they're barely using it because they don't know everything it can do. So to me, if they use Dubsado or not, they both can come and we'll work together.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think I agree with you. A lot of people, even though they have a login, that does not necessarily mean anything is in there, or they just have contracts in there. And it's like, okay, you're literally using like 5% of this entire software.
Exactly. Because they don't know everything Dubsado can do. It can do so much. And that's understandably intimidating.
Yes, understandable. Did you know other softwares before you chose Dubsado, or were you like Dubsado all the way always?
Yeah, so before I discovered Dubsado, I discovered Dubsado probably like, I don't know, a year before I wanted to make it my VIP day. So I had used other CRMs like Honeybook and I think HubSpot because of my different OBM clients. I had experienced other CRMs. And then when I discovered Dubsado, it was like none other because it just did so much more than any other CRM I had ever seen. So I was all in. So the reason that so many people asked me to set up their Dubsado for them is because it was easy for me to sell them before I had the VIP day, because I would see what they had going on and I was like, you need this particular CRM because it makes your life easier. And I really believe in Dubsado. So it was an easy choice for me.
Yeah, I love that too, because that's how you're working with an expert, right? If someone's just like, yeah, like I'll fix like whatever it is that you have, there's a lack of, I don't know if it's sincerity almost, that I find anyway, when it's like, but do you know if this is the best tool for me? And so, tools have their own quirks and different things, right? But I think that it truly does show you're an expert when you take the time to be like, no, Dubsado is going to make your life so much easier. Like, this is why X, Y, and Z. I've had to convince a lot of my clients about a lot of different tools. So, I think that's that's also like you said, premium providers, like that's the difference, right? When you're coming to somebody who is a specialist and who knows and is willing to like take the hood up and see what's going on and give you actual like feedback and wisdom about it, which is great. And so with your VIP day, who is it that you are offering these to? So you mentioned graphic designers and different things, but share with us who you typically work with.
Yeah, so pretty much any service provider I think can use Dubsado.
Yeah.
I've worked with, I just did a VIP day for a boundaries coach, which was really cool. I
Cool
work
stuff.
I work with bookkeepers, copywriters, website designers. So for me, I haven't found a particular industry that I feel limited to. But of
Totally.
course, I do love working with heart-centered, value-driven businesses. But which are most of the people in my network. So that's been easy.
Yeah. I think that's still a niche because there's plenty of people who, let's say, are not that. And whatnot. But cool. And so then with that, do you have any plans to do a second VIP day or any follow-up VIP days, or are you feeling good in your lane, enjoying the Dubsado VIP day?
Yeah, I mean, what I have in the works is just more Dubsado related things. I
Yeah.
have like I guess I'm creating like a strategy session type situation, half VIP day, if someone wants to just focus on their client journey.
Oh, cool.
And then I also offer half VIP days for previous clients if they have a brand new offering and they need a new workflow and all that good stuff. I have a half VIP day for them. And as for other VIP days, I wouldn't discount it in the future because I just feel like it's my favorite business model. I only hire people who have VIP days now. So we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, well, I like that you have the half VIP day for previous clients and that you've thought about your, client journey, no surprise, and saw that, if they want another workflow, then here's a way that they can work with me in that capacity. And I think a lot of people will relate to that in their different avenues that they work with and support people with. So let's get into marketing and sales. So where are your clients coming from? How do you get people interested in your VIP day? What's been working for you?
Yes. So I have three lanes of marketing as I see them. Is podcast pitching, which I'm new at. So I have recorded a bunch of podcasts and they're
Yeah.
slowly being released. So I haven't seen the results of those yet because most of them haven't come out, but I feel very confident because I hired someone for a podcast pitching VIP day. So I just feel very confident. The second is social media marketing. I just started a TikTok. That's wild. But I also am like really active on Instagram. And what I've noticed on Instagram is very rarely, I think it's happened once, someone has reached out like, we found your profile because of your hashtag keywords. It's mostly people that I have met before that I've just been Instagram friends with for a while who see me engaging and being active and posting. And so Instagram I see as a way to nurture my existing group of friends. And then the main way I get VIP days is referrals. I have the superpower of being like aggressively friendly. I'm an extrovert. So Tuesdays are my meeting day. I'll have like 7 to 10 coffee chats in one day. Like I just love chatting with people. I love catching up with people. So I love to build strong relationships with people. And that's where I get a lot of my referrals from is from people that I just have business relationships with.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I think too, it's nice to have a few different buckets working for you, and they all can be light lifts and like really, really power. Each of them individually are super powerful, which is cool. So, with that, I'm gonna put our last or tip or question, I guess, and that is, what is your biggest tip for somebody who was like you pre-VIP days? So again, going kind of back to the beginning of where you were and what you found to be not necessarily like in full alignment with what you wanted to be doing. What would you say to somebody who's feeling that way and should look into and maybe start to experiment with VIP days?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I always say just try it out and see what happens. Like, for me, like I couldn't not try it. Is basically how I felt. I thought, okay, worst case scenario, I'm out the money for the course and I'm exactly where I was before. I can always get more retainer clients. And so I wanted to see if this would work. And so I always say just try it. And also for me, I think it helped to like, I really put a lot of effort into this. Like I really believed in this as something that I wanted for my life. And so I'm a bit of a teacher's pet. So I really dove into all of the materials of the course and I absorbed all of the bonuses and I showed up to all the calls. And I think my success comes from like really absorbing the wisdom from the Done in a Day program. And I think that really helped me shine.
For sure. We appreciate it. I don't create all of that stuff just for my own ego. Like, I do want people to actually watch it. It's funny. Like some people don't care, about that stuff, but I'm like, no, but really, it's good. I put a lot of work
It's
in there.
good stuff.
Um,
Yeah.
but this was super, super awesome. Where would you like people to connect with you? Where's the best place, whether it's about VIP days, whether it's about strategic planning, all the stuff and knowledge that you have to offer?
Yeah, well, you can always check out my website, devinlee.com, devinle.com. That's where all my different services are. I also have a elevated client journey workbook that's for free that you can download from my website. And if you want to just connect and hang out, I'm on Instagram at DevinLeeOBM, TikTok, the same username. Say hi in the DMs. I'm posting fun reels all the time.
Which is true. I know. I feel like we're Reels buddies. I always get you. I don't know if you get mine, but I always get yours.
Of course I get yours. I'm glad
So
that you get mine too.
yeah, I know. Like the algorithm knows. The algorithm knows who I want to see and whatever else. So that's why I'm like, it's very easy for me to like follow my clients and like know what's going on because the algorithm like somehow knows. And so it's super fun. So thank you so much, Devin, for coming on and sharing. And I know that lots of folks are going to get really good insights here around if they are, lacking in client experience. Obviously, Devin is your gal. But if you also are somebody who's an expert in client experience, then there is an opportunity for you to create a VIP day and have it be something that you offer and hopefully is in alignment with how you want to help people. So thanks so much, Devin. Appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, Jordan. This was awesome.
Yes. So again, we will be back next Tuesday where we'll have another guest sharing about their experience with offering a VIP day. So come on back, make sure you're subscribed, following all of the things on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll see you